We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin.
And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is from McElhenney, it is a Tabasco scorpion sauce. And we have a nice little graphic there of a scorpion inset of the first O. And of course it is the Cologne bottles. So we have the oversized Cologne bottle here. We do have the classic red cap. What is this? This is an octagon. And we've got the, of course, restrictor cap on it. Seriously extra hot. I can already smell the flowery part of this, but just by opening the cap that much. So seriously extra hot. Probably not for chili heads. I wouldn't say that's the case. So we start with scorpion peppers. Now I don't know whether they're Trinidad or Moruga. I was not able to discover that. They are very flowery, so maybe chili heads who are more versed in the fresh pods will understand which of the two scorpion varieties. Actually, there's probably more than two, but two of the main ones, they can perhaps understand which of those is the more flowery, because I'm suspecting that that is what they used here. We have distilled vinegar, sugar, guava puree, pineapple, salt, guava powder, pineapple powder. Now, of those first ingredients, we have, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So of the first 8, the first 2 are the only ones that really read in this for me. And then, of course, we have Tabasco brand pepper sauce, which is more vinegar, plus the Tabasco peppers, plus salt. So, I think, even though that they've listed the ingredients in that way, this really reads to me more as just a Tabasco sauce that has been spiked with scorpion. And of course, this is the introduction for many chili heads Tabasco of their first hot sauce. I don't recall whether it was this or tiger. I believe it was tiger sauce for me, actually. I don't think it was this. It might have been, though, and I just don't remember. Ubiquitous, right? I mean, you see Tabasco everywhere. And they certainly did a good job of getting out there. You can see this is slightly thicker than most Tabasco. It is very runny, but not quite watery to the extent normal Tabasco is, which is perhaps the purees. It does stick fairly well. You can see it is sticking very nicely to this plastic spoon. This plastic that does not like things stuck to it. The red hue, we've got a sort of a red-orange hue, which is classic. This is essentially just the regular Tabasco hue. It's not as watery as that, obviously. Whereas that only has the Tabasco and the vinegar and the salt. This obviously has other components to it, but like everything they make, it is, the consistency of the textures of the McElhenney products are all very, very uniform. I mean, they don't leave a lot to chance. So, in that respect, good on them. And let's just do this thing. Very salty. There's a touch of a bite here, but it's really minimal. Definitely hotter than anything else they produced, including the last hottest one, which was the habanero. And it's just so overwhelmingly flowery. I am getting a bit of sort of a sugary back into it. So we have salt, floury salt, And there was a bit of a back end as well of a little bit of the sweeteners, but it's not as prominent as I would have thought. So one of my favorite uses for Tabasco is on hash browns. And here I have some McDonald's hash browns. Honestly, I almost never eat these, but rather than trying to make a plate of hash browns, I thought we would just get them from the drive-thru. So usually, here's ketchup on a hash brown. I mean, it's okay, right? We have ketchup on fries, ketchup on hash browns. We're all sort of used to that. But that can get a bit boring. Most restaurants, this will be one of the two sauces they'll have. So we're just going to throw a little on there. And we're going to throw a little ketchup there. Now, this is what I do most of the time. I combine the two. And it takes very little of the, I actually probably overused the Tabasco right there. Very little of this to actually get the combination. So we're going to do that for a few more of these. But wow, that's really good. Amazingly. Oh, there's the floury part. Ah. So what I'll do when I'm at the restaurants is, I haven't been to one of those dine-in breakfasts for, I'm going to say at this point it's probably been over 3 years. And so I just pour a little bit in there, and then we're just going to mix it together. So ketchup and Tabasco. Obviously, this is a much hotter Tabasco than I would normally use. And okay, let's try another one. Sometimes it'll take a fair bit to get the ratio right. This one needs a touch more. What's interesting is, so regular Tabasco, as we know, is, a lot of people I've heard refer to as pepper flavored vinegar, which I suppose isn't that far from the truth, but it's obviously a hot sauce. But there's such a high sugar content to the ketchup that the vinegar, cuts through it really nicely. Here we have extra sugar. So you get this really, really sweet, but not very vinegary combination. What's funny is that the heat is not reading through this at all. And it's not super hot to begin with, at least not for chili heads. But it's really interesting to me that I'm getting just this sort of hyper sweetness with a little bit of floury. So we got a few more of these. Let's just go through and see if I can actually get it right.
That's better.
This one is harder to get right, though, than the other one. Normal Tabasco doesn't have this kind of sweetness to it, so it just takes a lot of tinkering. But I really wanted to show you my main use of Tabasco probably the last 30 years, give or take, has been solely this. Mixed with ketchup, not necessarily McDonald's, but mixed with a ketchup, and then used totally on hash browns. Mess here a little bit. Okay. This one, I will say I don't find as suitable as a regular Tabasco for this application. You know, a lot of times you go to the restaurant and that will be the only hot thing that they have. You know, ketchup's always on the sweeter side for me. I like a little bit of, I like it cut a little bit. So the vinegar of that is, it's the best you could do, you know, that's time. This one, I'm not a fan of. I like that they are trying to branch out a little bit. Their jalapeno, the chipotle, both excellent sauces. Having your own. I tried to put this one too, right in the territory. It's okay, but I would almost always rather something else. So this one is really hard for me to use. I don't know what to do with it. It's okay where I just showed you, but I don't know how I'm gonna finish this bottle. Be straight up. I am gonna keep it. You'll see it in the 2021 Q3 wing thing, but I don't know that I'm keeping it after that. I wanted to try it. You know, Tabasco is a big name. You can't look away from that. But it kind of combines two things I really dislike, which is Tabasco pepper, I'm not a fan of that, and scorpion pepper, which I am really, really becoming less and less of a fan of. In fact, scorpion peppers will probably be things that I turn away from once I go through what existing sauces I have. And I mean, I think Tabasco should try this with, you know, Tabasco Ghost, Tabasco Reaper. I mean, why not go crazy? Tabasco 7-Pot. I don't think that there's. I think I like the experimentalism. I do wish this came in a smaller bottle though, because this is this much of this would take me probably well over a year to actually get through. And I don't like the sauce well enough for that, so. But, I mean, it's kind of fun. You know, you try new stuff. Even though I'm predisposed to dislike this sauce just based on the ingredients, you know, you take a chance, see what happens. And in this case, it didn't resonate as I might have expected, but that doesn't turn you away. So, but anyway, there it is, the McElhenney Tabasco Scorpion Hot Sauce. Now go forth in peace. Serve the flame.